My classmates and I went to the Shuangliu Forest Recreation Area in Pingdong County for a summer vacation project. Far and away from the big city and smog, we were so glad to take a break and visit the secret holiday resort in Pingdong County. Shuangliu Forest Recreation Area is located of Shizishang of Pingdong County. The altitude of this area is from 150 meters to 650 meters with 1,600 hectares. Located at the south of the Tropic of Cancer, the Shuangliu area is warm with abundant rainfall. Moreover, this area is affected by the Lo-Shan-Feng, east-north monsoon, with low forest appearance and belongs to the type of tropical monsoon rainforest. Entering from the entrance and walking to the first stop, the tourist center, we were warmly welcomed by my elder cousin. As the interpreter of this recreation, she thoroughly introduced the walking path and passed tourist brochures. We set off along the route trails leading to the Shuangliu waterfalls.
Shuangliu Forest Recreation Area is a very perfect place to observe butterflies. We can see that the landform of the valley is a shelter from the wind, which makes the area the best habitat for butterflies. Other than the landform, the weather is fine and warm with plenty of nectar source plants. According to the annual records, there are at least 130 species of butterflies within this area. We can say that the Shuangliu Forest Recreation Area is a home for insects. It's easy to visit butterflies as long as we stay near those nectar source plants.
With this magic tip, it becomes so easy to trace the butterflies in the Shuangliu Recreation Area. Those conversations between beautiful butterflies and flowers are all maintained in my camera and would last forever in my memory. The resplendent sunlight sprinkles in the profound alley, as if the forest warmly welcomes us with a lovely smile. We brisk up our pace and enjoy the balmy smell of earth and the scenic sights of murmuring brooks. Look at this tree. Why are there so many bugs on its fruit?
Oh, this tree is called Ficus septica burm. There are many edges and corners on the surfaces of the fruit. There are also not only fruit, but also a bunch of blooming flowers gathering together to attract insects.
We've also found out that there is an Alomochina dichotom on trees. Hey, come over here and have a look.
Here we have a friend to welcome you early in the morning. See, it's an Alomochina dichotom.
My cousin told us that there are a lot of saplings of Griffith's ash and Lagerstromia subcostata cona in Shuangliu Forest Recreation Area. And those saplings are all the beetles' favorite foods. If you look carefully, you can see those beetles easily in this area. Apart from other than admiring those plants and animals, we didn't miss the most amusing activity of enjoying a nature bath. A streamlet carves its way through this area, and then it forms a wonderful place for being in touch with the cool water. It is the most famous place for holiday visitors to play with water. Because of the plentiful nature water source, which has been preserved by the luxuriant woods, my cousin said the water is abundant, clear, and icy cold all year round. As soon as my cousin finished her introduction, we rolled up our pants and sleeves, then jumped into the crystal stream to enjoy the icy cold water surrounded by the beautiful cobble shoals. The refreshing breeze from the valley swayed my hair gently, and Mother Earth spread across my feet. The wings of crested serpent eagles leaked out the direction of the Dale wind. Raising our heads and looking up, the azure blue sky and spotless white clouds portrayed the sketch of the mountains. With a shade of dark green scenery with hills and waters, the sunlight turns the splashed globs into a resplendent sparkle of pearls. Listening to the singing of frogs along the shore and watching the fish swimming in the river, nature turned out to be around us from the very beginning. Look, here is a little bug on this rock.
Oh, this is the larva of the damselfly. The larva grows up in the water and crawls out of the water when it is mature. If we search carefully, we can find the skin cast off by the mature damselfly. Look, there's lots of skins over there, cast by the mature damselfly on the rocks near the stream.
Standing by the side of the stream, I found there to be plentiful life contained in the water.
Let's have a look at this layer swathed by fallen leaves of caddisfly. The caddisflies avoid their enemies by those withered leaves and rocks in order not to become the lunch of fish and shrimps. The existence of damselfly and caddisfly larvae become the ecological index of the clean and non-polluted stream. Those fallen leaves of plants growing along the riverside become the food for fish and shrimps in the stream. We can find a complete water ecosystem in this recreation area. An egret is searching for fish, shrimps, and aquatic insects underwater with its long beak that can just fit into the crevice of the rock. It looks like it's safer to stay in the water than on the ground, but, you know, they have their natural enemies too.
I found out that the egret is looking for food carefully in the stream, using its long legs to disturb the water and expel the fish that then became its food. It is the wisdom and law of Mother Nature. Look over there! A bird is diving!
This is called a brown dipper. Don't be fooled by its looks. Even with its obese shape and murky gray color, it's a diving and fishing expert. It can not only slip its head into the water for fish, but it can also dive into deeper water for fish and shrimp. It's fun to observe the brown dippers along the river with the telescope.
My cousin wants us to try listening to the sound of the riverbed. This is the sound when water flows through the cobbles. This is the sound of the chirps from a dipper. This is the sound of Taiwan whistling thrush. This is the sound of Burgeri robustus. We found out that there were not only cheerful sounds from visitors in the Shuangliu Valley when we changed the observation angle. We kept on moving along the stream. With the experience and observation of stream ecological system, I became more careful with walking on the path. If we paid enough attention on the pace of the woods, we could find the distinct tracks of nature. We arrived at the destination of the landscape trail in about 45 minutes. the Twin Fall. The great momentum of waterfalls with a loud crash and the view of leaping fountains flowing to the ground are quite artistic and so convulsed. In the sunlight, the waterfall reflects just like silvery white wings, and the cool water spray is just like a nature spa on our faces. The trip to Shuangliu is definitely a spiritual journey of the senses of sight, hearing, and touch. Departing from the waterfall, my cousin led us to walk along the mountain trail.
Do you hear a lot of sounds? We should lower our voices in this forest and open up our eyes and ears. See, now we can hear the sounds of cicadas, more barbets, and the Himalayan tree pie. There's a rule for bird watching. If you kept walking, then you would never see them because birds are hidden in this luxuriant forest. You wouldn't find them, especially with their protective coloration, unless you listen carefully. This is the secret to successful bird watching. My tips for bird watching are stop, look, and listen. When you hear the sound of birds, you should stop and lower your voice in order not to disturb them. Then you can take out your telescope to observe carefully. With those tips, you can surely see some wonderful birds in this ecological garden. Walking along the river leads to the trail that leads to waterfalls and the mountaintop. The beautiful scenery along the way is perfect for recreational activities. The most special side is the White Banyan Trail, since there's a secret hidden in this area.
Look, cousin! Those close and numerous roots of plants look like a scene in a movie.
This is called White Banyan. Come closer and have a look at those prop roots, which are all from the same mother tree. The mother banyan grew branches and also downwards for its aerial roots. You'll see that one of the prop roots becomes an independent union when other aerial roots die. That is the reason why each prop root can be individual as well as linked together as a tree.
The pavilion along with the river is the entrance to Mount Maozi. It takes about 2 hours by hiking trails. The 650-meter-high Mount Maozi is the highest place within the area. An expansive view of the surrounding area is the best for looking around mountains and for overlooking the Pacific Ocean and the Taiwan Strait. Maybe when people leave the enormous cities for Mother Nature, they can understand how insignificantly small human beings are and get to know the truth of sharing. We all know that the trip of Shuangliu Forest Recreation Area is no longer a homework, but a warm hospitality from the forest. The sight of butterflies, the limpid water of the stream, the vivid life tracks of the woods, and the volunteer name tag of cousin will all become the most beautiful and unforgettable memory in our hearts.